Okay, sorry guys, I'll quickly erase our wrong work. um, okay, well this is correct. So basically, for question A, these are the matrices for both sides for x, y, z for both of them because it says and. So these are the two matrices here, and they could be further written as x equals 1 plus 2t, y equals 2 minus t, z equals 3 plus t, and on the other side x equals minus 2 plus 3s, y equals 3 minus s 1, z equals 1 plus 2s. So technically that means that x on both sides should equal x, y equals y, and z equals z. So that would mean that for y, for example, 2 minus t should equal 3 minus s. And then if you put in the z, because if y plus z equals y plus z on both sides, so if you do 2 minus t plus 3 plus t equals 3 minus s plus 1 plus 2s. So if you simplify this, it should show that this is a plus, that negative t plus t should cancel the t, so then you just have 5. And then on the other side, if you cancel it, you should come out with 4 plus s. So if you put it on the other side, so then I just minus 4 on both sides, so s equals 1. Yeah? So then I can take whichever of the equations using t to find out what t equals. So I'll just take the one where for the y again. So I find that 2 minus t equals 3 minus 1, because I substituted the 1 for the y, and that should give me a t equals 0. So for all of these above here, I know what t equals. So if I start by solving it, I find that the matrices, that when I solve it, I find that the intersection points for each are the same. That would mean that that they do intersect, and that this is not a skew, and that this is not parallel because there's an intersection. So we know it's an intersection, and I found this out by just plugging in the numbers in each of the two matrices. And for the direction vectors, because remember, you can all if you put it in this form, it would be x equals xyz equals 1 1 2 3 2 minus 1 2 minus 1 1. In that form, the direction vectors, once having plugged in t, should equal on both of them 1 2 3. So if you go on further, no, that because they're both the same, the intersection should, because both of these should be the same, so therefore they intersect. And when you take the direction vectors, you find that they are 2 negative 1 1, 3 minus 1 2. So then to find the angle, you just plug it in, you do a dot b, so you find the dot product, and then you take the modulus a b. Oh, Scott, you have almost no battery. So you do 2 3 plus negative 1 negative 1 plus 1 2. Sorry if you can hear her singing. 1 plus 2 equals 9. So we have 9 as the numerator. And then, wow, there's an abundance of singing going on out here. And then on the bottom, to find the modulus, you kind of take all the values and square them. So you'd get 2 squared, negative 1 squared, 1 squared, that all together, plus 3 squared, negative 1 squared, plus 2 squared. And together that should come you up, get you at the square root of 6 times 14. And that should give you 84. Square root of 84, sorry, which gives you 9.17. So yeah, and then if you basically, well, I'll use square root of 84 because it's more precise, and because the rest is cosine of theta equals 9 divided by square root of 84. So I just do anti-cosine at both sides. So that cosine, anti-cosine 9 square root of 84 equals theta. Oh my god, what's this doing? So my resulting angle, so theta, should equal 10.89 degrees. So we found out that the intersection are at points 1, 2, 3, as shown above, and that the angle at which they intersect is 10.89 degrees. So yeah, I'll give you Scott for number B.
Alright, wait, let me see. Alright, for part B, the first thing we do is we write the information that we got into vector form, which is vector x, y, z equals negative 1 to 4 plus to negative 12 times t. So the variable is t. And then for the second one, we do also x, y, z equals negative 3 to negative 1 plus 4, 3, negative 1, also times t.
No,
No,
S.
times s, my bad. Oh damn, battery low. Okay.
Give me a charger, I'll charge it.
Right. Okay, so as we know that these two equations should equal each other, we're going to take the y's, and so that's 2 minus 12t equals 2 2 plus 3s.
Add the z's, not add the z's, put the z's inside because the z cancels.
Alright, so the next step is we add the z because that will cancel
Both
out
sides.
the negative 12t. So it's 4 plus 12t.
Even right.
4 equals negative. No,
wait.
plus
Plus minus 12t.
plus.
No, not negative. It doesn't equal that.
Oh yeah. Alright, so we take. So and then plus the original 2 minus 12t, as that's gonna cancel out the t's, and then 2 plus 3s plus, and then minus 1 minus s, and then the t's will cancel out, equaling 6 plus 0, and then 1 plus 2s. Then we take away the 1 from either side, which equals 5 equals 2s, and then s will equal 2.5.
Plug it in for the y.
And then we plug in the s into the original equation, which is negative 1 plus 2t equals negative 3 plus 4 2.5.
Guys, this is the x we're doing. It can go with any, but we're just doing it for the x.
Yeah, we're just doing it for the x right now. So that equals -3 plus 10
No, that's just the math.
yeah, we're just doing the
yeah,
math
yeah.
right now. And then -1 2t,
Equal, yeah.
and then that ends up equaling 7, and
And then
still
you add the one on
-1.
both sides. Yeah.
We add the 1 on either side, which is 8 t, and then divide either side by 2, which equals t equals 4. So now we have our s value of 2.5 and our t, which equals 4. Alright, so the next step is we take the z values and we plug in the values we've already found out.
This can go for x and y too. We're just doing it for the z.
So plus 3, 2 plus 5.
And if they are an intersection, technically, they should equal each other. And if they do not, that means it's a skew.
Okay, so after we times that out, we get 52 equals 9.5, which is clearly not equal to each other. Therefore, we know that it's skew. The two lines are skew. As we know it's a skew, we have to try and find the angle at which the two vectors are at. So we take 8 minus 36 minus 12. We take that absolute value of that, and we divide it by. So we do the square root of 4 squared plus 144 squared.
No, 12 squared.
Alright, what I just said was completely wrong. We take the square root of, we've already squared it, so it's 4 plus 144 plus 144.
One of these was a negative, but because we put it in brackets, it became a positive. So therefore,
Right, so then we times it by 16 plus 9 plus 1, square root of that. And then we know the cosine, the inverse of cosine equals 40 over square root of 292 times square root of 26, which equals 62.7 degrees, which, so it's a skew at 62.7 degrees.
okay, guys, I'll be doing part C. It's really not that long. It's pretty simple. So they really should be quiet. X equals 6t, y equals 3 plus 8t, and z equals -1 plus 2t. And for the other matrix, you have x equals 2 plus 3s, y equals 4s, and z equals 1 plus s. So therefore, in the matrix, we can get that for 1 it is 0, because there is no number before the before the 6, so it's a 0. So you have 3 minus 1, 3 minus 1, and then the other one would be it. Oh, and then so that, and then you have to add this and put the direction vector, so it'd be 6, 8, and 2, and then you put the variable t. For the other one, it would be 2, 0, and 1. Oh, x, y, z. Sorry, guys. E plus 3, 4, 1, s. So yeah. So there we can see that if you look at these here, you see that 6, 8, 2 is exactly the S matrix 3, 4, 1 direction vector multiplied by 2. And because it's a perfect ratio, we can already say that it's parallel, but should anyone ever ask to prove it, you should continue by finding the cosine of it. So just because you guys know how to do it, I'll just cut it short. So the top numerator ended up being 52 if you do the math, and 6 squared plus 8 squared plus 2 squared, a square root this of course, multiplied by 3 squared plus 4 squared plus 1 squared. So that ends up being on the bottom, that ends up being, sorry, square root of 104 times square root of 26, which end up being 52 divided by 52. So when you have that, and that technically equals cosine of theta. So if you need to get theta by itself, inverse cosine of negative of, well, 1 essentially equals 0. So this further proves that there is no intersection because it's 0 degrees and they'll always continue in a straight line and never touch, so therefore angles at 0 degrees. Yep, that's it for us. Thank you for listening.